Okay. Let me turn music down and we'll get going. Even though this song is awesome and beautiful. Hey guys, this is Akromah. We're looking at Jarvan Jungle by Aabid. I hope that's how you pronounce your account name. Um, yeah, he's against the Xin Zhao. Classic Demacia matchup. Um, looks like a high AP comp team. Really weird Syndra support, which can work if it's played properly. Looking at summoner spells, they all look pretty standard, so not much to be really worried about. Just know that Vayne has a barrier when they're going for her. It's nice to get your, I like how you didn't get a spell yet, but there you go, you just got a spell. And you can use your E to scout around a little bit, trying to defend the invade. It's always a good idea. I feel like Jarvan and Xin Zhao, they're usually not going to be trying to go for each other, to be honest. If they do hard engage, Xin Zhao probably has the advantage early, and Jarvan probably has the advantage late. Um, looks pretty good. You're already chucking those pots. Quick assessment of lanes and how easy they will be to gank. I expect top lane to be pushing a lot, and thus that might be an easy gank, especially comboing with Kennen's stuns. Looks like it's a Singed mid. I thought it was going to be Jace mid based on the matchup. Um, Not really a good ganking lane here. Sin's just hard to catch, especially with Ghost, and Cat's not going to have the follow-up unless she really pokes him down first. And real
Yeah, and
quick,
it's a good idea to look at your laning builds too. Like if you see Kennen has that Doran's Blade, it means that he's probably going to be lower a little later in the game, so you're going to have a hard time going back to him because he's not going to be able to like heal up and be ready for a gank.
Yep, and I was actually about to mention, make sure when you're going from red to blue, or blue to red, in this case blue to red, you're checking their starting items. Go around to the right here. You want to get the angle by going around to the right here. You kind of just misplayed that, but it looks like it'll still work out for you. So good job. Um, the good news about going straight down this way is you're going to protect Ezra more, but the bad news is if it's warded here, which it looks like it wasn't, they're just going to get away. So overall, good play. I would have ensured that I got the kill by going to the right instead of down. So yeah, definitely just looking to clear. Singe is pushing a lot, and he's He's also half health, so this actually could be a good time to gank if you're looking for a gank. Tops is probably gonna need a counter gank if anything. Here comes Xin Zhao. It's very easy to if you're watching your lanes, it's really easy to predict when their jungler is coming. This is the only option he has to gank right now, so it's just an obvious gank option or counter gank option. Too bad you're where you needed to be as far as where the map dictated you be. Let's put it that way. So you weren't really in a position to actually help that Kennen, and that's all on the Kennen there. There's nothing you can really do about it. But now instead of waiting for a gank here, I think you just gotta throw your combo real fast before he goes there. Um, I was gonna say you could go top, but the gank there is definitely looking better. But I think you just gotta, yeah, because all he has to do is beeline away from you, and you're never gonna see him. You could also be really aggressive and know that he has flash there, or know that he does not have flash, excuse me, and flash EQ. And as long as Cat has that follow up, you guys should be able to get that kill. I don't like you're going back. It's actually not bad to go back right now because you have 750, I'm sure. Yeah, you have about 1,000, and you actually don't have that many camps to do. If you knew this Wraith camp was coming up soon, what I would have done was a quick sweep and then recalled just to maximize efficiency. But going back right now when everything's very neutral on the map is actually pretty okay too. Because then that means you'll be back there when the action starts. This Singe is getting
Yeah,
really aggressive. Looks like there's a lane swap. What are you saying, Azelis?
yeah. Just because a lot of people are commenting this on the stream, yeah, people are noticing how like the supports are Malphite and Syndra, neither of which are conventional by any means,
Mm-hmm.
and that happens a lot in ranked just because people don't want to play support often, and that's the thing is it can work, but like you want to have a support that's meant to support in most games just
Mm-hmm.
because they're designed for the role, and they'll be more helpful / contribute more to the team. You can even see right here, like Syndra as support. when you look at bot lane, just is standing around and not really contributing anything. Um, so it's like we want to have a support that really helps.
As soon as I start backing up, you know they have a ward, and it's not worth standing around here. You can see their playstyle change drastically. I would just go back to clearing. It looks like Singe just shitting on the Katarina, so that's the lane that's gonna need help. And Singe is really hard for Jarvan to gank, so I mean it's just really tough. Uh, as far as Syndra support, I actually don't really hate it that much. Like, it can actually like, it's definitely not like, you know, the best option. Sorry, my dog's making weird noises. It's not the best option, but it actually can work, especially because people underestimate Syndra's burst combo when she hits 6. And I mean, pretty
Yeah.
much anyone with a stun can do something in bottom lane.
Yeah, and I think to some extent, like any support can kind of work if you play it well. But in terms of being competitive, it's just nice to have that, like Lulu or Sona or something that's just really awesome.
Hmm You see this middle lane looks pretty aggressive. Both are at half, so that's going to be an action spot for the junglers. I like that you're up here right now and warding, because the buff's probably going to spawn in about, yeah, it looks like you know your timer, because the buff's going to spawn in about 20 seconds. You got there a little early, if anything. The only thing I don't like about taking wolves, and this is very like nitpicky thing, is it lets them know that you were there, and maybe will prepare them a little bit more for potentially protecting their blue when you come to smite steal it. And that's really
Um,
nitpicky.
yeah, Aabid says that he is lagging a lot while he's watching the stream. Just thought I'd mention it to you.
Say that again. That what's lagging? Aabid?
He says the stream's lagging.
Okay.
For me it's fine, but I thought I'd mention it.
Okay. It's like that sometimes. There's not really anything I can do about it right now. I apologize. I'll try and fix it in the future. I changed the FPS and I don't know. I've got to figure it out. But the audio is gonna be the biggest thing for right now. Singe is gonna be shoving top. I really think you guys should send Cannon back up there when you get the chance. And I'd definitely be floating around blue right now. You have to see that Xin Zhao got level 6 now, so he has a little bit of an edge over you in these skirmishes. Um, and it looks like you're actually gonna get away with getting your blue real fast. So this will work. And I'm hoping you save your smite for their blue. No, you're not gonna be able to get over there in time. It's nice to not have mana champions. You do want to give a shot at this Stinged at some point. Um, you kind of need to know whether he warded it or not, which I really have no idea. I'd assume that he is warded, considering he has ward in his inventory and he's pushing and he hasn't used it yet. Um, if I were Kennen, I would have probably gone over and tried to steal that. You can actually fight this. I would have just. I don't know if I would have used my Q combo yet, just because you want to use it when Cat's in a position to follow up on you. Now you kind of got to disengage here. You're dicking around a little bit too long.
Yeah, what I would have done there was Singe. I would have tried to lead him back a bit towards Katarina, and then ult him. Because when you ult him, he can't get out of your ult. He doesn't have flash, and
Hmm
he'll just be trapped in there while Katarina can ult and like dominate him. So you want to kind of bait him back, make him waste his fling on you so he can't interrupt Cat's ult,
hmm
and just like position yourself so that Katarina can come help you.
Uh-huh. I mean, if you just look at the positioning right now, if you guys react on this a little bit faster, these guys aren't in a position to help. Um, the only one that's missing right now is Malphite, and you have him in a perfect spot where I don't think his ghost is actually down anymore. Oh, it actually is down for another 20 seconds. So, and you're just gonna be able to shark tank him with that ultimate. So if you guys react fast, you probably have him there. Don't use your EQ combo when he's in melee range unless it's like a slippery champion that's gonna get away real fast. You want to use it to like gap close after they, displace you, after they get you, after he tosses you in this case. And you want to set up Katarina. That's the biggest thing. But as you see, you kind of just keep, you stay over here a little bit. It gives Xin a little bit more time to get over there. And now you have to just be thinking, I gotta get out of here. You're running towards the action, towards the Xin that's responding to the pressure.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you don't lose vision of the Singe while he goes in that brush.
Mhm.
Um, and also you can remember to ult before you flash. That will keep Singe from moving anywhere. And like you can flash out of your ult, but he can't. So it's just a good idea to use that ult before you flash. Die.
Mhm. Let's see, item-wise, I probably would have gone Madred's Razors. Spirit Stone's fine too. I just like to sit on the Madred's Razors. Jarvan's pretty attack speedy jungler, so just getting and he also has pretty slow clears. Madred's Razors really help with that. Brutalizer is fine too. Spirit Stone, as long as you turn into an Ancient Golem later, will work. I only usually get that if I really need tenacity, and I don't really know how much you need tenacity in this matchup. So, Syndra, like, it sucks that you're Syndra DC'd here, or else you should be, because you should be trying to help this bottom lane right now. They're getting super tower divey, super aggressive. I'm coming down, like, right now, and just running straight to the right here, because you're cutting off their angle if you're running straight to the right. Good, good. And Malf has his ult, so I'm going for the Vayne. Your team didn't really follow up there. On his ult, she just used her gap closer. Nice. That's the most bullshitty thing ever, that Vayne can tumble through J4 wall.
Yeah, Vayne really shouldn't be able to do that, but Vayne players, like they love abusing that.
Real fast, when it looks like you were trying to help Ezreal somehow by running to him, that's not really helping him that much. And it's not really hurting you that much either, but if you really want to help him, you want to give him vision of, like, over here or something like that. So he knows what he's dealing with. Because there's no way you can shake that tower off of him. But if you are trying to help him, that's the best thing you can really do. And then there's one of those AFK kills. See, I think if Syndra's paying attention, she can actually kill him there. All she has to do is drop a stun on the tower and slow him. Let's back that up and see if you could actually see that coming at all. I really don't think you could. Yeah, I don't know, she probably could have got him there. I would be looking to dive middle right now, because Zin's actually lost his map control here. And you want to be thinking, Zin's down here, Zin's weak, so where can I punish him? You have the option to go into his jungle, you have the option of, diving this Jace middle. Right now, I like the option of diving Jace. You can also help the Katarina top, now that Sin's doing some proxy bullshit. I probably would be looking for the tower dive middle on Jace. I know your ult's not up, but all you need is one combo. But and now you can kind of surmise that Sin's probably at his wolves. He's actually not. He's at his braids. Check that out. I'm wrong. Item build. I don't really like the Elder Lizard idea. I mean, I think you should. I don't know. I think I would have just definitely done Madred's, but I think the next best thing is gonna be Ancient Golem, and then next because then you can just get a Brutalizer if you want to get damage. Good. Yeah, I like that you're going up here. Very poorly executed tower dive by them. They weren't on the same page. It's good that you're in a position to sweep up. Now I would just shove this into them. That will force the Xin to be here. The thing is, Xin doesn't have a lot of mana or health to stay on the map right now, so if you push this wave, it forces him to stay up there while you can go maybe think about tower diving Jace again. Or considering that option.
He wanted to know what you would build other than Spirited Lizard Elder.
Madred's. And if you want to do more damage, Brutalizer. And just sit on the machete for a while. But I don't like sitting on the machete. If you're really gank happy, Brutalizer. If you're not gank happy, save that. Save your ult, because it is a little bit of a gap closer for either the execution there. Unless you know he doesn't have flash up, then it's okay to use if you know he doesn't have flash up. But again, if you're gank happy, Brutalizer is fine. And if you're gank happy, Elder Lizard's not the worst option, but I just don't think it's as good as Brutalizer would be. And if you're farm happy, which I usually am, and you probably shouldn't be on Jarvan, then Madred's. And I think Madred's is actually okay in both situations. It'll get you your jungle clears super fast. with with Jarvan, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to scale your Q first because it's on a shorter cooldown, even though you get the attack speed from scaling from your E. I'm not positive, but I'll look that up for you after this game if you'd like. He's still proxying. The thing is, you need to Kennen to work some of his HP first. You gotta be picking this middle. Honestly, I think you should focus on bottom lane a lot more because Malphite doesn't peel for Vayne at all, and Vayne's a particularly vulnerable ADC with her short range, and her gap closers are not her gap close is not the strongest. So that's probably the lane I'd be working on, especially if you know where their wards are, because Jarvan's very good at ganking from lane brush, and let's see if they have a ward. They actually do have a ward in this case, but he's good at doing that, and he's okay at coming from river too. Oh, nice. You better rape this guy. I wouldn't use your gap closer there. I would just chase him until you need to use your gap closer. Because now, what, like, if you didn't use it yet, you'd be in a better position to say chase him over the wall if you wanted to there, or just save it for its utility instead of saving it to like, you know, get a little bit closer to him or whatever you use it for there. Right now with Jace's flashes down, he's my target. I'd be trying to tell Cat, like, trying to harass him as much as possible. And just come in on him, especially if she knows where it's warded, because I don't think he actually has any wards out. Someone put an Oracle's, or a Vision ward there. Like, I think you still have him here, actually. Yeah. Good flash. Very good flash. Oh, man. That was pretty well played by you. That was played pretty optimally. The problem you're running through there is I think the Xin Zhao is a little bit stronger than you in those 2v2 skirmishes, just the tiniest bit. Because he's just an early game champ. You're going to have a little bit more teamfight presence than he will, though. Usually. Oddly enough, you can see, like, even though he's 4-0, you have 15 farm on him, and I think you got some lane farm. So you guys are actually virtually even in level. He'll probably be level 10 in a second, so he probably has like half a level on you right now. No, you actually have more experience on him. And it just shows you that kills don't get you experience. Farming the jungle gets you experience. Also,
So he asked if you could show the 2v2 again, just so we can look at it.
sure.
Alright, sounds good. And I'll pay attention this time. I wasn't looking for a second.
Let me half speed it. Okay, so let me speed up a little bit right now until you get in position. We'll break down all the factors here. First factor is where the hell is the jungler? And obviously we know in this case that he's going to be here because we saw him here. He can't be, he's almost definitely, actually could be top just because Ken is so low. He's usually not going to be top though because Ken is warded and Ken's super close to his tower. So you have reasonable suspicion to believe that he could be in the area. You know Jace's flash is down so he knows a good gank target. We're going to half speed it right now. You did what you had to do so far. And after this, there's not much more you can do. I mean, I think you played that the best you possibly could for getting in that situation. And I think it was a pretty good situation to get yourself into. Because the worst case scenario there is Xin Zhao does show up, but you have very, very high likelihood of getting the kill and getting away there. I mean, it's hard to just like arbitrarily put like a percent chance of success on it with you getting out. But I'd say the chances are, unless Xin Zhao's very reactive, which he was in the situation, like I'm gonna go back at it one more time, just to see where the Xin Zhao was before this whole thing started. So Xin
Yeah.
Zhao,
Sorry, one more thing I just want to mention really quick is if you also look at builds just going into this, you'll notice that Jace has a phage, which is a crap item on Jace because like it doesn't synergize with him at all.
yep.
And so he is basically half the threat he could be because of that build. And Xin is pretty tanky, but he doesn't really do that much upfront damage either. And so it's like it lets you tank so much more upfront, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Phage is a shitty item as well. There's a few champions that it's like good on, but like, well, my thought of Phage is if you're building for a Frozen Mallet, you need to already have an advantage on the like some sort of advantage. It's like a one-on-one item, and you need to already have some sort of advantage over that person. Honestly, most of the time, if you're trying to build damage or trying to grind someone down, I prefer Bork. Obviously, I'm not gonna. Oh, I mean, honestly, you could probably make a case for Bork on Xin Zhao, but I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't do it.
The thing with Phage too is, especially on Jace, because he needs that early damage to get that like powerful poke off. Phage is not going to help him in that situation, and it doesn't work well with his kit necessarily. The other reason I point that out is because in that fight, he tanked a lot of damage from two pretty big damage dealers, being Xin and Jace. Even though he didn't have any tank items yet, he just had Spirit of Lizard Elder on Jarvan.
Uh-huh.
And so, if you had a tank item though, considering most of what you did that fight was really take damage, not so much give it,
Yep.
then I think like build wise, it probably would have worked for you to have a tanker item in that fight.
Hmm. I just don't think and if you are building damage, I think Brutalizer is going to be the better choice, especially given their team comp. If you look at their team comp, they have Malphite, Xin Zhao, who usually builds tanks, Xin Zhao almost always builds tank, and Jace, who won't build tank, but, I mean, it's not like it's bad versus him. And that's the power of Syndra right there. If she follows up with an ult and Ezreal follows up whatsoever, that Vayne's dead. I'm actually kind of surprised that Vayne's not dead. I wouldn't go anymore. You don't. Okay, actually, you know the Xin Zhao's top. So your option right now, knowing the Xin Zhao's top, is diving this. And it's not the easiest dive unless Cat comes down. So actually, you guys aren't really in a position to do it now.
And if you dive that, you have to remember Vayne has a stealth ult and Malphite has a knockup,
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
it's definitely
you're
a
gonna
tougher
have to
comp
kill
to
them
dive.
fast.
And that's another reason that Elder Lizard isn't doing shit for you there. Building tankier is gonna help you make those dives, and this would be a tough dive to pull off. Um, You'd have to get like perfect CC on them. There you go, perfect time to use the ult. Even though she flashed out of that, you waited for the perfect time to use the ult. You waited for her to tumble, and you also waited for her to condemn. So now you can just freely take this tower or dragon and kind of neutralize the top turret that Sin should have gotten, turning into actually the middle turret that Kennen should probably be defending. I don't know. But you guys actually neutralize the play overall, but by playing aggressively there. And that's the other thing. Your option isn't always limited to diving. Sometimes your option is, push them the hell away from the tower and then take the turret like you guys did. Sometimes that's the better option. You guys, I don't like this at all, but by these guys here, looks like they're getting out. Playing it still kind of safely. They got out in time. Let's see what you're building. It looks like you're going for Iron Solari now, or it could be, yeah, I guess it's Iron Solari. Yeah, right now just float around the dragon area. There's nothing that you can do. Just make sure until their Zen goes away. Don't know if I like this engage. Let's look at the factors real fast. You saw Malphite's over here somewhere. You can figure they have at least two somewhere in this general area. Vayne's actually bottom. Malphite's very close. And you guys don't have your Ezreal in follow-up position, so you could potentially be fighting a 3v4 here. And I would say that your Syndra actually isn't bringing that much to the fight, and she's super out of position right now. Because they could, for all that she knows, could be right in this bush. So we'll see how this goes. Looks like it's just going to fizzle out, sort of. In that spot, let's back it up real fast. Once you see that Xin Zhao come in, and if you're not in position to go get that Jace, I think you just have to protect the Ezreal. We'll see. Dicking around with the Malphite's not going to help you at all. You're going to be much better suited to be helping this Ezreal here. You know Vayne's not here, so yeah, you went for the Malphite there, whereas if you peel off this Ezreal, he's going to be your damage in this fight. And it looks like you actually are peeling right now, so you're actually rectifying that mistake pretty decently. And Vayne is still not reacting right now. Good, and you switch back to the Jace to help peel for Ezreal. Ezreal's got to like lob more shit into this fight. There you go. See, that's the power of protecting Ezreal there. Look how much shit he gets off. Oh, why would she? Some ideas, even though I wouldn't have done this, is if you can tank that tower for this, and this is what I would have done in this case, but you got to be thinking about like creative situations to maybe get that kill off. First of all, I'd like to say I wouldn't have chased after you got onto the tower, but if you're a tankier Jarvan, what you can do is you can tank the tower hits for Cat, giving her time to jump to a creep, and then use a Q to execute him. So sometimes you're going to be thinking about creative ways to help out your teammates. I don't think that situation that was going to happen in that situation. That being said, pretty good team fight overall. You actually peeled very well for your Ezreal and managed to dig that out. I thought you were going awry when you initially went after that Malphite, but you quickly fixed yourself. He is doing the blue Ezreal build too. Right now, I would probably be trying to recall ASAP just so you can protect this dragon. It looks like they have enough pressure over here and Singed is top, so you don't have to worry about it too much. You guys, this is probably one of the most even games I've seen in a while, especially one that I've spectated. Problem that a lot of Ezreals make is they build their freaking Manamune before, you know, I would get an IBG before I get this Manamune. There's no real point in getting it until it's charged. He only has 432 into it, so it's going to take like another 5 minutes at least to charge. He also looks like he's not spell spamming enough. So if you're doing blue Ezreal out there, which I highly recommend because it's so fucking easy, because I'm terrible at ADC and I'm pretty good at blue Ezreal, don't build Manamune, just don't upgrade it. Charged.
Yeah, you want to have Frozen Fist before you do that too.
Yeah,
Makes
especially
life
if you look at if you look at their team comp, they have all these champions that you need to kite. 4 champions that you need to kite. Um, okay, I thought you guys were gonna set up Dragon there, and I like that you didn't, but I like that you're thinking about it. Nice, good protection. How the hell did she see? Oh, how the hell did she see that? The ward faded. That was weird. So Singe left top. I'm assuming he's still around there. Okay, there he is. Okay, I was just gonna say you have to be aware because if he comes in 5v4s you guys at Dragon, you guys are gonna be in a world of trouble. Um,
Yeah, right now
and
Singe is probably one of the biggest champs in the game.
mhm.
So you have to watch him.
And when you're all going top right now, you have to be mindful that you're leaving Dragon and bottom lane wide open. So keep that in mind when you're doing these plays. This is what Singe, you're playing into Singe's game right now by going up here. If you ult him, yeah, there you go. Nice. Oh, okay, good. You know Vayne's not here so good. Oh, Ezreal. Oh, Ezreal. So Vayne is probably coming up right now. That's what you have to be waiting for. There she is. And you should be fine. Malphite still has his ult, I believe, and he does. So that's all you have to do is make sure that Malphite doesn't react you with Vayne follow-up and protect that
Yeah.
Ezreal.
One thing on that is watching the Ezreal, who has been playing decently this game, except for that last play.
Hmm.
Don't get fancy. People always try to get fancy and do like really cool diamond level plays, and like chase down the person to get the triple kill. Be pet to lift or whatever. And don't let it get in your head. Don't miss your skill shots. Don't miss your ult. Don't flash in to kill Xin Zhao if they carry. Just kill the Jace and take the easy free kill.
Hmm.
Like, do the smart thing. Don't do the fancy thing.
Real fast, you have a great setup right now, and I know you're taking advantage of it, but this is what you want to be looking for when you're setting up things like Dragon. Like, you just own them in the team fight. They're probably not even in position to, like, consider contesting your Dragon, and you guys appropriately push the middle lane a little bit, and you push the top lane a lot a bit. So that's going to lock up at least one of their players top, probably one of their players middle, and Vayne's already locked up farm and bottom. So that's what you want to be looking for when you're setting up these Dragons. Other thing is you made it so they don't have any vision of it. So perfect setup for Dragon, and that's pretty much how it's done. Um, Make sure, like, this is just a good example of taking objectives and punishing them for failed plays. And this is how you win games. This is how you snowball your team. So well played here. You guys are taking longer to kill than I thought. Uriel's gonna help you speed you up there. I like this bait a little bit. The only bad thing about this bait, real fast, well, 3 of them are missing. You can bet at least one of them is in the area, and one of them is Mouth with his ult up. And you guys are a little bit low with not a lot of follow-up, no Ezreal, no Kennen. So, and you're half health. Yeah, you're half health, and she's half health. So, very ballsy engaged, and look who shows up, Malphite, but it looks like it's another play that's going to fizzle out. But these are the type of things that people don't realize they're making mistakes by looking to pursue that kind of stuff. and then you kind of throw your lead. Like you just made a great play on Dragon, and you just kind of balance it out by like diving in there, and then Malphite pops out of a bush, and next thing you know, a wild Xin Zhao appears, and it's super effective. But in this case, it didn't seem to happen. Ooh, you guys are playing into Sin's game up there. Azrael just needs to keep farming. He needs to just sit down here and farm, and then come for objectives and come for team fights when he's needed. I like that you're coming down here to relieve his pressure. It's like your only option. Speed it up. Build-wise... Wait, what are you building?
Yeah,
I was about to...
it's fun. Sorry, you can go.
Real fast, I was about to say, you can't protect the tower there, and diving onto that vein is going to be pretty dangerous. I actually didn't really expect the Malphite to be there, but I acknowledged it as a possibility. But the real thing is there, after you dive in on that vein, what's your plan? You can't one-on-one vein. So she's just going to dunk you. So there's really no point to diving in there. What were you saying, Azels, before I interrupted?
Yeah, I was gonna agree with you and say that you have to kind of think about what your role is, and when you're the tank Jarvan, the advantage is that you're very tanky and you're gonna be soaking up all that damage, but you can't do much against a Vayne 1v1 defending a tower. So rather than try to make a play happen, just let a tower go. It's a tier 1 tower, it's not a big deal. And now that you're dead, the enemy team can go for Baron. So like that one mistake potentially could have cost you Baron, and that would have been a big deal.
Or a second tower, even.
Yeah, so you have to think those things, like, before you make the mistake, not after.
And you have to think about Xin just creating some pretty astronomical pressure top, which are drawing at least 2 of your players there to try and fight him off, and 1 of them just to defend him. And Kenny can't even defend him now. So, like, that makes your death bottom, like, even more strenuous for your team. Moral of the story, don't try and one-on-one a Vayne that's 2 levels higher than you as a bruiser. Well, as a Jarvan, actually. Some bruisers can do it. And Kat's being really ballsy here with everyone missing. She's running right into the blind, like, that's just a very risky play. And now she's just jumping in without any vision. This is another risky play. It's a pretty obvious mistake. I mean, you see Kat 6-3. She was 6-3. She had the most responsibility on your team next to maybe Ezreal, and she kind of just threw it away there. And now they're gonna punish you by trying to force this objective. Singed, if he keeps pushing top, he's gonna be able to tower dive top and take top. And they're doing a pretty good job of this here. Oh yeah. Did Syndra not have her ult? Oh, she didn't have her ult. Oh, if she had her ult, she's gonna make the plays. You gotta be careful how you chase. Actually, no, Syndra's dead. When the hell did Syndra die? I missed that. Oh my god. ENQ. Okay, so I really like the follow-up. I was really hoping Syndra had her ult up there, because then you guys were gonna just virtually 2-1-4 them. 2.5 if you count the actual ult. And your combo hit everyone. There's just a perfect combination.
Yeah, the only thing I want to mention there, though, is that I think even though it was a nice combo, you could have waited to do it longer because it was just him and the support Syndra. Even though Ezreal came a little bit later, if you'd waited just like a little bit, Ezreal could have done a lot more in that fight. So I think it was a good combo, and he managed to get a lot of them in it. But like, what are you and a support Syndra really going to do?
I agree with your point. You don't have a lot of follow-up. But they're just like I think his argument's just gonna be they're in such a perfect position to combo them with everything. And I thought if Syndra had her ult up, the base damage is still so good that they're gonna get a kill on a key player and probably be able to grind them down. Which kind of happened. But you're right. The big key there is you guys aren't gonna take them 100-0. You're not gonna take all of them to 100-0, but Ezreal can. So I kind of agree with that. We can look at it again if you want, but I don't know if it's necessary. They're all just in such a like sexy clump and just all got hit by Ezreal's ult. I wouldn't be able to resist the urge if I were you either, honestly. But yeah, I'd like to say the Elder Lizard doesn't really fit in with your build at all. Because if you're looking to just get one damage item, and like again, I know I keep saying this, just get a Brutalizer. Brutalizer is pretty good item to just get a little bit of bruisey damage in. Um, Elder Lizard, not so much. It does help with your clears, but Brutalizer also helps with your clears in a different kind of way. You guys are playing the Singe's game here. Good. Oh man, she's out of position. Holy hell. And she lives to tell the tale. That was hard to watch. They know they got like both you like pretty low just now. They should be looking to either push or set up Dragon, I think, is up. Right? Yeah, it looks like it's up. What's happened while I was gone? Holy hell. Let me watch this again. What is he lag? He looks like he's lagging. He was just stuck in the wall or something for a second. I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Good CC. That's what you need to do there. But the thing is, I mean, they got such a good jump on you that it just doesn't really matter. It might have been a time to just get the hell out, just because you guys don't have any way of really killing them. Ooh, I don't know. God, why would she jump in on Singe there? This is just an example of Singe just destroying. Like, he's just doing to you exactly what he wants to do to you guys. And at this point, it's just going to be really hard to stop him. Looks like he just got a Thorn now. Which, like, everyone's like, what the hell, Thorn now? Like, you got your team's 3 APs, and Ezreal, who actually has a little bit of AP on him. Like, why would he get a Thorn now? It's actually a pretty good choice. Ezreal's Q, I see something I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. Ezreal's Q takes damage from Thorn Mail, right? I think it does. I'm not
Hey,
positive.
what? Sorry, I was typing.
Thornmail is the damage is returned from Ezreal's Q, right? Like,
I think it does. I'm not entirely sure.
I,
I don't see Thornmail built that much anymore.
I don't either, but Singe is actually one of the, I feel like Singe is one of the good champions. Because you want to build Singe just so you like can one-on-one the ADC, essentially. Because that's who you're going for every single team fight. Especially if you're proxying. Tra-la-la-la. Warding looks pretty decent. I would get one ward up in this tri-bush up here at some point. That's another thing you haven't been doing too much of this game, unless I've just been missing it this entire time. But you should get in habit is after you go back, just using that a little bit of your excess gold on wards. I mean, it looks like your cannon's getting caught again. And your Ezreal's nowhere in position to like, help out here. Oh, nice. I was going to say turn around, use your W, try to get that singed off. Risky, but it works. That's the good news, too, that it actually Malphite's not in position to help it. But Malphite is bringing less to the team fight than Ezreal is. That's the big problem. So Ez being up there is kind of just like wasting Ez's potential. Whereas Malphite's just kind of chilling out, being rock solid. Did she just ult? No. Good. I thought you were about to go in there. You have to know that Ezreal is not in a position to help. And they had 5 there. Xin Zhao pushing bottom. It's obnoxious. I wouldn't send the Ezreal down to go get him, though. Like, Ezreal needs to be over with the team. You guys all chasing right now, bottom is not helping. Cause first of all, because it looks like you're not going to even come close to getting him. And then it's just setting up your cannon to get caught again here. And it's also maybe, like not in this situation, they don't have a good team for it, but maybe giving them an opportunity to Baron. It's a little bit too early for them to be like doing like a 4-man Baron with like Singed and that without having their jungler. But you just gotta keep objectives in mind at all times. Dude, that cat has to stop freaking good ult there. Cat has to stop using her ult on Singed. Your ult actually I like it just because I liked it for one reason, and it's only because I saw what happened. And what happened was they had no follow-up because Singed was so out of position. I wouldn't have liked it. I wouldn't have liked it looking at it like without vision of everyone or without knowing where everyone was. But it turns out it fucked the Singe, so I guess it worked. But it's still risky to just blow one of your key abilities on, they're singed when they could just be coming out like real hard following up. I guess he had it well worded enough to know that they weren't. I don't know. I didn't really look at it that well, to be honest. So maybe it was perfect. You just have to keep thinking about that kind of shit, though. Sin
Also, really quick,
yeah,
this
sure.
this Jace build is still completely bugging me because he did build the Frozen Mallet, and then he rushed the main immune upgrade, and then he has Merc Treads and another Giant
It's
spell.
terrible. It's like a no damage, ignore Jace. He does nothing build.
Yeah. Just for Jace players, the whole point of playing Jace is that you have that amazing poke combo and you do a lot of damage in fights. You don't play him as a tank. Like you should not be getting hit at all because you have one of the biggest ranges in the game.
Especially when your team is Malphite, Xin Zhao, Singe. Like, there's just no reason to build that. I mean, the Phage isn't doing him shit. Most of the time in team fights, he's not like, I don't know, he does auto attack quite a bit when he starts having to like peel off and stuff. But when you're that tanky, it's just, I don't know, it's just so unnecessary. Xin Zhao's not really in a position to follow up here. Neither is Syndra, but like, look, that key did nothing to you. You're not even that fat. That key did nothing to you. Oh my god, it hit a cannon and did just absolutely nothing. It's just a bad build. You're essentially like in a 5v4 against them, but Singe counts as 3, so you're in a like what is it, 6v5.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Interesting. Just shove middle right now. They're not in a position to. They're not in a. Yeah, you guys are doing it. They're not in a position to do anything. Like just. Oh my god, force that. Force that. Oh, you guys gotta get him there. Now you gotta get out. Definitely gotta get out now. You have no cannon ult.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, they're just playing so crazy right now. Pretty bold recall spot. Oh my god, this cat keeps ulting the dumbest shit. Does she not have any AP either? Oh my god, did you see the cat has a Sunfire Cape and a Giant's Belt?
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
What is happening?
That works. That works with top Katarina though. It just doesn't work with AP mid Katarina or whatever.
I don't think I would just do it versus a team comp. She just seems so useless.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
You gotta send one to neutralize Singed here. Just one. And you're a you're a pretty good option. Just keep Ezreal here. There's no reason to send Ezreal back. No reason at all. All you need is a wave clear to stop Singed. You guys are losing your opportunity to push this middle turret. If Ezreal's there, you guys not ace them, but you kill their 2 defending that and get an inhibitor. That was like your team's biggest mistake of the game so far, easily. Ezreal right now like is your team. He's like the only way that your Katarina gets her resets, and the only way that makes her build work.
Yeah, it's important to really keep track of who in your team not only is doing well, but who's playing well. Because, Katarina has like 8 kills or something, but she's playing kind of crappy.
She's playing
And
terribly. Yeah.
yeah, it's like even if she has those 8 kills, you really just have to be supporting your Ezreal because he's the one who really is playing well and carrying your team right now. And you just have to be cognizant of that.
When you're trying to decide who to send to defend a split push, you want to think about who you need least in team fights, and who wave clears and counters the person pushing, split pushing the best. In this case, you want a tanky wave clear, and that's what Jarvan can do to neutralize Singed, whereas your Ezreal's just gonna float around wrecking people in the team fight. And I know it sounds like I'm beating the dead horse, because I am, because that's like huge. I think you guys should have gained a pretty huge upper hand just now by taking that middle inhibitor. I think you just lost the opportunity. So people are always talking about like where they went wrong or where their team could have done better, stuff like that, like where they could have won, and that's it right there in like
Red
a
team
30-second
has slain
span.
the dragon.
You guys need to get a little bit ward coverage out in the middle section of the map. Uh, yeah. I like that you have wards now though. Stacking more armor looks acceptable. What are you up to now? Ugh. Speed up a little
Hey,
bit.
how much CS do you usually have on a jungler at like 40 minutes?
Depends. I'm a big wave clear and it really depends on how the game's going. Um, at 40 minutes I've had as much as like 300, but that's if my team's sucking and if I'm farming a lot. Usually like 200, I would say. Probably a little bit over 200, 200, 250. And I pick a lot of good jungle clear comps or champs too. So 111 is definitely extraordinarily low to be clear. Like your support actually has half your CS. And I'm not saying it's the jungler's job to CS, but the jungler should be taking any opportunities to CS that he can. Yeah, this game really went downhill since that one decision you guys made poorly. With Kennen not there, they could pretty much just dive you. With Xin Zhao not there as well, that's what they should be looking to do. Like, you guys have to just give up this inhibitor. Or give up that tower. Probably inhibitor too. Just because people weren't in the right where they needed to be. You guys have disengage comp right now. Disengage until you can get cat resets, and then hard engage. Um, Ooh, that was a little bit glitchy. I wouldn't be chasing right now. What are you achieving by chasing? They have Baron. They've already been crushing you in team fights for the most part recently. And you don't have anything to defend here. You're just like essentially throwing the game by engaging here. The only case you can make right now is Xin Zhao's bottom. Just beating the hell out of your turret. Oh, that frozen mallet, or Rylaz, excuse me. He's gotta get the hell out. You just gotta give this up. If Malphite ults right here, you're all dead. Good combo. I think you did what you need to there. With Kennen out there, you weren't getting a better opportunity. So that was pretty much fought as best as you could. Don't think it'll work out for you guys here, but unless Ezreal gets a godly kite off. Oh my god, go Ezreal. Oh my god, where the fuck was he ulting? Phew, he's just barely out of range. Can't believe he's chasing so much. This should have been the situation that you guys are in with the one inhibitor and maybe even a Baron. It's kind of funny how the tables turn and then on just a single moment. You guys need to get ward coverage out in your own jungle. Make safe decisions. Because now what's going to happen, I'm sure, is someone's going to get picked off here and then the game's just going to end. Should. Yep, here it comes. Ezreal's not in a position to follow up, so it should be game. He's not getting out. There's no reason to protect him, but there's nothing you can really do. Ezreal actually fought it pretty well for the most part, other than that one recall. It shows you how like you can be a 7-1 recall, you can be a 7-1 player and make the worst single decision to lose the game for your team. So I'm sure this guy will be bitching like, well, oh my god, I'm stuck in silver or whatever. And he actually mainly just lost the game for his team, if you ask me. It was one of the biggest contributors to losing. It's not all on the scoreboard. I run like, when I run Tryndamere, I go like 4 and 8. I'm still like a force just because I use pressure properly. Like, scores and everything. And because Tryndamere's OP. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you guys are at the point where it's just gonna die out. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward because don't think there's anything you can do. Baron's back up. If you guys look like you're about to engage, I'll slow it down.
Spawn soon.
At this point, they probably already have it, right?
Red team is slain Baron
And it is your only opportunity. You do have to hard engage here, or else you're just gonna get.
Shut down.
Oh, Ezreal just jumped into melee range. Oh, that hurt my eyes. Oh, creeps are gonna kill you, aren't
Double
they?
kill.
Yeah, creeps are gonna kill you.
Red team
You
double
guys
kill.
actually could have, and you did exactly what you had to. You had to engage and then outside of base before the creeps overwhelmed your base. But just the fact that you won that team fight shows you that you guys had the chance to win this game. Just once the pressure was on you, you couldn't really do
Blue
anything,
team's turret
which
has
stemmed
been
from that one single
destroyed.
mistake.
A summoner has reconnected. Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, it's hard to watch. Yeah, if Ezreal didn't go into melee range in that last team fight, you guys probably would have been able to defend this, but you probably still probably would have eventually lost. Overall, I don't know. I think you did pretty decently actually. There are a lot of times, other than your build, I think your build is actually the weakest part about your game. Um, your mechanics were pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
I think. What were you say?
Sorry.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll interject for a quick second. I think that the build could use a bit of work. Spirit of Lizard Elder, I guess it can work on Jarvan depending on who you ask, but that's just not how I would do it because it doesn't really add to your ability to tank or dive or anything.
Hmm.
I think the other thing is, even though that throw at the end was annoying because like it wasn't really his decision. I do think that, and this is what I wrote in the like chat log while you were streaming. I think that it's important to also try to push games earlier rather than keep them going later. For
Hmm.
example, they didn't get a tier two tower until like 25 minutes into the game, something like that, which is pretty late in the game. That means that they're not really putting heavy pressure on lanes. They're not really pushing that hard. And as a jungler, you can really do that. You can get those towers, you can get those ganks, and you can put pressure on various lanes to try to not only end the game early, but like just get objectives early, get towers early. And I think it's important to do that so that you keep that early lead and that you also not only prevent these late game throws, but you just keep it from going to late game in the first place. You keep that early lead you have so that you win the game easier and earlier.
When you think about it like this, low ELO is low ELO because people are making crazy amounts of mistakes. High ELO is high ELO because people aren't making that many mistakes. That's why high ELO late game, if things aren't going to change that much. Both teams are probably not making that many mistakes, so the team with more global gold, more objectives, it's just going to snowball the way to victory. Low ELO, everyone's making mistakes all the time, so any game that goes late game can pretty much be anyone's game. It could be like you dominated them early game, you guys didn't take advantage of it. One simple like Kennen just being too far out, or like uh, just anything, someone getting picked off. Like there's so many mistakes happening. Engaging 4 on 5 when you thought your entire team was there, that kind of stuff happens, and games are just thrown, and it's out of nowhere. That sort of stuff is just more likely to happen, so it just supports what Azelis is saying, that you have to win as early as possible, and you push your early advantages, whatever they may be, especially objectives. So, with that being said, I actually don't have that much more for you because I think you actually played the team fights pretty okay. Just make sure you're peeling for your Ezreal, especially when your Ezreal is such a force. The good thing about blue Ezreal is he doesn't really need that much peel, but in this case, they have a pretty wicked front line with Singed, Xin Zhao, and Malphite, so you kind of just have to do what you can to get at least some of them off of him. All you need, with Blue Azrael, all you need to do is give him a second. Once he has a second to get away, he's good. Once he reestablishes his kite, he's good. It's just that split second where Malphite ults in or Xin Zhao E's in and starts queuing him, or when Singe tosses him. It's just all he just needs like a second to break away. Um, and you managed to do that actually in the team fights. And like I said, your team fights were actually pretty good. Just that I think the decision making and your build was actually the weakest part about your game. So that being said, I hope you learned something by watching this. Let me know in the comments. I'll put it on YouTube if you want. I'll give you a link of it later. So yeah, thanks for letting us watch, and thank you as always for being with me, answering some questions and stuff, because your insight's always appreciated. It's always good.
No problem. Always fun.